What's up, guys? Have you ever had a shoulder injury, or knee injury, back injury, or even a hip injury, and you don't really know how to go by taking care of it or help you rehab your injury so you can get back to where you were before? I can tell you for sure, coming from a strength part of my athletic career, I used to be an Olympic lifter, as most of you know, because I always say that in some of my videos. Basically, you go through a lot of injuries because what happens is you try to lift as heavy as you can in Olympic lifting. So transitioning to bodybuilding, I realized that it's not about how much weight you lift, it's about using weight as a tool to increase muscle mass. But with that said, I've had my share of injuries in the past. I've had a complete elbow dislocation, 2 elbow dislocation, hip injury, knee injuries, back injuries, elbow injuries. So it really has taken a toll on my body. But what I really love about what I'm doing with my body right now is that the injury that I had in the past became chronic and it caught up with me. So I had a labrum tear early this year, very little minor tear, in my labrum, my shoulders. So went to go see the orthopedic doctor. He gave me 3 options. One, he said surgery, and I'm not gonna have surgery for a labrum tear. Surgery should always be the last option. And he told me about shooting some steroid in there to help strengthen the muscle. I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. Then he gave me another option of going to physical therapy, which I did. And I didn't even know I was gonna learn anything from physical therapy because I've heard stories about how physical therapies are not really serious about what they do. But I was really fortunate enough to have 2 great physical therapists that taught me how I can really not only use the exercises they showed me to strengthen my shoulders so I can be able to allow my labrum to heal, they also taught me how I can actually use those exercises that I learned from rehabbing my shoulder to bring into my exercise or my weight training, my bodybuilding training, to keep my shoulders from rotating forward. So I'm gonna show you some of those exercises that I've learned in my PT, 3 exercises using resistor band, or you can even just use your body weight or no weight at all. So follow along with me and I'm gonna show you these 3 great exercises. So let's do this. So the first PT exercise I'm gonna show you for shoulder rehab regarding rotator cuff or labrum tear is shoulder rotation, which is upper shoulder rotation. Most people know about external rotation and internal rotation. This one is more of an upper rotation, coming up like a scarecrow. You can do this anywhere. So I set up a bench, pour it onto an incline, and I attach the band to the lower side of the bench. So what I will do is put my biceps right on top of the bench, and all I have to do is rotate and pull upward, allowing the movement to come from my shoulders and not from my wrist. Instead of pulling from my wrist, I just hold on to the band and just allow my shoulders to pull the band up. You're gonna go up, pause at the top, come down really slow, pause at the top, come down really slow. So in the beginning, I'll do about 15 repetitions of 3 sets every other day. This one is a much more lighter resistance. So as my shoulders get stronger, I increase the resistance on the band, but I kept the repetitions the same. So I went up, I can feel the burn right there inside my shoulders. So you wanna make sure you just hold on to the band and just pull from your shoulders. So right now I can actually feel a lot more relief on my shoulders. So when I first had this injury, I couldn't even do a push-up. I couldn't do a push-up, I can lift my arm over my shoulders. So almost about a month to a month and a half of doing these exercises consistently every other day, and I saw a lot of improvement in my shoulders, and now I can get back to doing what I normally would do. So that's the first exercise. Do it really slow. When you get to the top, make sure you feel the contraction and don't rush through it. Don't go through any speed and explosive movement. I'll show you 2 more exercises as I move along. The next exercise I'm going to show you is called wall press using the physio band. So these VCO band are different from the resistor band that I used earlier for the first, PT exercise. These ones are much more stretchier and much more wider. So what I'll do is I just loop it this way. Check this off so you can see it. I loop it around right there. So what I'll do is I'll put my thumb right there, and I'm gonna turn around so you can see the way I'm doing this from behind. Just step on the band on my left side because the shoulder that I'm moving is on my left side. So I wanna stay straight up, not leaning forward, so slightly tilted, neutral position, and just push straight up. Come down really slow, push straight up. So right here, I'm really pushing from the front side of my delt. I'm not pushing from my wrist. I'm just making sure I go straight up, stop at the top, feeling the anterior delt right there. Front of my shoulders, really working right now. So I go straight up and down. I'll do the same amount of repetitions that I did earlier. I'll do 15 repetitions of 3 sets. So as I get stronger, and I'll up the band a little bit, so the green band is a lot more stronger. So you do these every other day in the beginning, and then you're gonna feel your shoulders get stronger and stronger and stronger. Then eventually you're gonna be able to get back to where you were before. So this is the second exercise. I have one more exercise to go. So the last PT exercise I'm gonna show you is actually called bend over flies. Normally, we strength athletes and aesthetic athletes like bodybuilders like me, we mostly work on our visible muscle. We don't work on the stabilizer muscles embedded into our deep muscles. So basically, learn how to retract your scapula while you're working your shoulders or when you're doing bench press. So that way, you don't end up using your bigger muscles in front too much without using your stabilizers. So this is how this works. I'm going to turn sideways. So the main goal here is not to pull from your wrist or pull from your rear delt. The main goal is to retract your scapula while your arms are going upward. Don't move from here. When you move from here, you're only going to use your rear delt. But when you hang your arms straight down and just retract your scapula, squeeze, and then come down, pull back, retract your scapula. Right now, I can't really feel my rear delt at all. I'm just feeling my rhomboid, my supraspinatus, and not my trapezius. My trapezius muscle is basically out of it. So I'm just pulling upward to keep my traps out of it. I'm using more of my rhomboid, my supraspinatus, which is the muscle that helps you retract your scapula. So you want to squeeze back, come down, my rear delt completely out of this movement. It looks like a rear delt exercise, but it's not. So I retract backwards. So when you retract with your scapular, it will take the stress out of your shoulders, which will help you stabilize your shoulders down this way. Instead of protracting, you want to retract and keep your shoulders back. And what I've done, even though my shoulders feeling much better, I've actually incorporated these three exercises into my daily routine. Anytime I'm doing any push or press exercises, I do this as a warm-up. I spend about 15 minutes to really warm up that muscle and teach my mind and my body to use my retraction stabilizers to keep my shoulders down while I'm doing my presses, my lateral raises, or even my bench presses. So there you have it, guys. These are the 3 exercises I do. If you have any shoulder injuries, any shoulder problems, like I said earlier, surgery should always be the last option. It shouldn't be the first option. Rehab your shoulders. Maybe what you're not doing is getting all those tiny little muscles stronger. So you need to get them stronger so you can help you work in your bigger muscles. So this is Moji, Mind and Muscle. Before I sign out, make sure you subscribe below. And if you're not a subscriber yet, make sure you subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, ring that bell below and I will notify you every time I put up a new video. And once again, I'm going to let you know every time. Go to mindandmuscleusa.com, be a member today, sign up and get all your program, all your routine, nutrition, body types, and how to actually create your own split according to your own lifestyle, according to the way you live your life, so you can be able to get your body in that tip-top shape you're looking for. This is Moji from Mind and Muscle. signing out. I'm going to continue my PT exercises, okay? Until next time, keep it clean, keep it safe, and keep it strong. I'm out.